Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Elite Real Estate Podcast, as we are live every Friday. So super excited this morning to have my guest in, LaShawn and Towanna Peterson-Jackson from the Peterson-Jackson Team. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining me this morning and coming in. And it's early.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody says to me, well, why do you do this so early? I'm like, well, because we have this call-in line, right, that we do every day. And that's the number that's running on the bottom of the screen now. And it's a coaching call that Kurt and I have been doing for years. So we
I've
plugged
heard
it in.
about this call.
Okay, good. So everybody can join the call 5 days a week.
I love it.
Yeah. So welcome to the show. I
Thank
appreciate you guys coming in,
Thank you so much.
and it's all about you today, right?
Thank you.
Nothing about me. It's all about you guys today.
All right.
And give me the story. How did this all start? How did it work out? Like, where did you begin? And let's hear it all the good stuff.
Oh, you wanted to beginning. Oh, so
Well, how long you been in the business?
I don't think I ever said this, but I originally got licensed in the late 90s.
Okay.
Because I was going into IT and I didn't know how that was going to be for me. So I was like, some of the ladies in my office, they were getting their real estate license. And I was like, well, let me get mine too, because, I might need something to fall back on.
Sure.
And I used to work in a nursing home office at the time. So I went with them and I was the only one to pass the test. And I was the only one who got licensed. But like I said, I was also working on my IT degree. And so I got offered an IT job. And then back in the day, in what was that, like 98, and I got offered like $17 an hour. I was like, man, that was a lot of money.
Yeah, that was a lot of money, right?
I was like, woo. So real estate, I was like, hey, real estate can wait.
Right.
So I never sold a house. I had my license and never sold a house. So when the opportunity came when I met Towanna and she was going through, she had retired from the state of Michigan because of her Army injuries, and she was recovering and she got bored being home, and she was like running this whole
charity out of the house,
this neighborhood service organization out of her home. She was doing taxes, she was doing FAFSA, she was doing everything out of her house. I said, if you want to help people, why don't you sell real estate and make some money doing it?
I was doing it out the love. Like, Towanna, help me get my kid in college. Oh, all right. Well, let me help you fill out this form. Let me help y'all. You got to write essays. You got to do something. What do you do at school? I'll go up there and check it out. Y'all at work, I'll go check on the kids at school. I'm like doing all these things to help people. And LaShawn was like, how can you be bored? I'm like, well, I don't have anything to do. You're busy all day. You know? So she said, you should, try real estate. I was like, well, all right, I guess. I like that too. I did property management at a point, just for my friends and my family. My family at one point owned 3-quarter houses in Pontiac. And, and it was, again, another give back thing. It wasn't for money. It was necessarily my father wanted to help people, stop using drugs. So that was my real estate thing. And I was like, I guess it kind of makes sense. I got a degree, that's business. I can start a business. Yeah, it makes sense. Let me do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Right. That's the entrepreneurial mindset, right? Like it's where we start to do like, well, I can do this and I can do that and I can do this thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was such a people person. I just knew she would be successful at it. And I figured that I knew she would be very successful at it. And I knew, just combined with her education and her love for helping people, I just knew that, she would be successful at it. But
I didn't know. I thought I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll do this. And well, there's a couple dollars we can make here and there.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize like how much you can make. You're like, oh, okay, so the key to wealth and real estate, it's the real estate in the United States. And you hear that. But to really see it at that level, I was like, now wait a minute, I'm on to something here. LaShawn, quit your job. This is it.
Yeah.
And she was like, girl, you just got your license yesterday.
And I was like, wait a minute. Baby, I'm not quitting my job. I have a good black girl job.
Yeah. And she did say that. She was like,
I have a little office over here. Don't nobody bother me.
Yep.
I make 6 figures. I have a cafeteria plan. No, I get to work from home 3 days a week. Are you kidding? Quit? No.
Right. Right.
5 weeks of vacation. What?
Never. Don't you like this life?
And I
You
did.
You want to quit? You want me to quit? No.
So,
But here we are.
But here we are.
I won.
But here we are.
Well, and it's funny too, right? So like my wife and I are the same boat, right? But my wife is you. She's the one that's like, well, you know, what do we like when I remember when I made this jump into real estate? She's like, well, when do we get paid? I'm like, I don't know, but it's gonna be great.
Right.
I don't know yet, but it's gonna be great. Wait, hold on a second. Like, and here we are a decade later, a little over a decade later, and she's like, it's not so bad. I'm like, it's not so bad.
It's a good idea, huh?
Yeah.
It's the best thing I've ever done with my life.
Yeah.
By far. I'm so happy.
I love it. I love it. And now you guys are building. What are you building? The team is building and growing and you guys are doing amazing things from what I'm seeing on social medias, right?
Yeah. We really try. One thing about starting the team, and I started the team when I came home. I was like, all right, this team Peterson-Jackson, we're in it. And she was like, what? You know, like, what are you?
Started as a team of one.
I'm the only person on the team, but it's a team, darn it.
Yeah.
And this is how we're going to run it. And she was like, who is we? You know, so it's
like,
always,
I have a job, ma'am.
It's always been that concept of it's got to be more than me into this. And I don't know. I just came in it and I really put my head down and I just started doing it. And I was like, LaShawn, you got to help me. If not, it's not going to be where I think we're going to go.
Yeah.
You know, and I really could see us making a large impact. So the growth that we have over at Team Peterson-Jackson came from me sitting down and was like, you know, I should have a mission statement because I'm getting ready to start a business. And it was very simple to come up with that mission. It was like, you know, we went on vacation. We were in Seattle and Portland, and this is before I got licensed. And I was like, do you see all this homelessness, LaShawn? It was like, how could we not? People are like sleeping. I mean, like on the side of the roads. And we weren't used to that. And they're like, oh, okay, let's get Segways. Let's go visit the city. I'm like, we're going to be riding around people on the Segways. Y'all know it's a problem here. Our friends had moved there. And then I started digging deeper because I'm just always like researching and looking like, what happened out here? What's going on? And that's when it wasn't the first time I heard the term, but it was the first time putting what I studied in school and seeing it when they were like, oh, yeah, we just, you know, it's gentrified out here. We went through gentrification. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. Where did I hear that? Oh, that's the plan for Detroit.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to do that. We better help people or it's going to be people on the street.
Yeah.
And it just came from that. I was like, oh, well, that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do with my life. I'll make sure that it doesn't look like this back home when we go through this gentrification.
Yeah. And it's hard for the city, right? I mean, because the city's trying to like make financial decisions based on homes and what they're selling in apartments and condos and all the things that they've done downtown. And for as many great things that have happened downtown, there's other things that have happened downtown too that aren't so great. Right?
Exactly. And how do you balance that?
Right.
And can you win that fight? You know,
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. And so when we came, we knew part of winning that would be you got to educate everybody.
Yeah.
You got to get the message out there and you got to let them know like this is coming, you guys. Well, I see it. It is coming. Now what? Well, we got to do something about it.
Yeah. You
should buy a house right now because it's cheap as hell.
Right.
You know, so it's cheap. Get one.
Yeah.
And
go to the land bank. Get one of those.
Get one of those. You got $1,000. You got $10,000. How much do you have? We got to get your family in their own home.
Yeah.
And then try to start building our generational wealth. So the mission of Team Peterson-Jackson, of course, is to create home ownership in our communities, increase generational wealth, and create knowledgeable and productive realtors. Because as you know, you see us, you're like, oh, there's Towanna and LaShawn, and it's a sea of everyone that looks like Jimmy. Right. So
it's true.
It is true. Yeah. And so that's became our mission over there.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. And then again, it's resonating with, I see your realtors, right? And I see what you guys are doing and promoting them and putting them out there. And like, that just has to feel good too, right? I mean, that just at the end of the day.
Yes. It does feel really good because when Towanna and I first got into this business, we didn't see anyone that looked like us that was doing too much of anything. And when we tried to learn and we tried to grow our business, we really didn't have too many examples. We didn't know where to go. we didn't like, we had to pay a lot of money to get where we are. We had to pay for classes, and we still paying out. We still pay a lot of money, but we had to pay a lot of money. We had to travel, I had to get online, and I had to find people to teach us. Like, it was very difficult to get where we are. Like, it wasn't easy. So I didn't want everyone to have to travel this road that we had to travel. So that has become part of our mission, like, to open doors for realtors that look like us, so that they don't have to travel, and they don't have to, have to find their way like we did. I want to get them in rooms that was closed to us. I want to get the information to them that cost us thousands of dollars to get. So, I don't know why it was so difficult to get the information, but it was very difficult. It was very difficult for us to become team leaders. It was very difficult for us to become top producers. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
You don't see that many, right? You don't see that many.
Yeah.
And the ones that you do see is from around our circle.
Yeah.
Because we helped each other get there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what people don't understand either is being a realtor is expensive.
As hell.
Just being a realtor is expensive.
It's super expensive.
And it's like a nickel and dime here, there. Your board dues, you're this fee, they're that fee. We get feed on fees. Like, where are all these fees
before you make a dollar?
Yeah. And that's one of the first thing I tell new realtors is, like, this is what it's going to cost you.
Yeah.
You have to make some money.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
I had Tristan Adams was my guest last week. He's an agent out of Georgia. And he's been in the business for about a year, full time, a year and a half. He started, but he was smart enough to figure, like, he banked 6 months of his money before he fully burned the ships, right, and went into this. Which I'm like, and he's only 23. I'm like, you're a lot smarter than most 23-year-olds, because most 23-year-olds would have just hopped in and said,
absolutely,
forget it, I'm just going to do this. But he was smart enough to do that part. So that's the biggest thing, is it's expensive. Now, how are you, and what's that look like? What's the next 2 years look like for the team Peterson-Jackson? Like, what's the next? Because you guys been on the big stage already. You've been on the big stage at EXPCon.
I'm sure it's bigger stages. If you know any, call
there's bigger stages. Yeah.
Next 2 years, we're just trying to make an impact around here. Just continuing on the path, the mission, continuing to grow agents. Always looking to, help the next that next generation of agent come out there, because that's where the change is going to come, and continue to grow it. LaShawn wants to get back into investing. I think we used to do that. So.
The number one goal is just to make sure that we're not the last Towanna and LaShawn's. We want to make sure that there are many, 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 many more of us. We want us to become the norm. We want to make sure that whenever there is a stage, that we are always represented on that stage, that you look up, that we are a part of that room. I don't want it to just be one or two of us in the crowd. I want to make sure that we are a part of
representation.
Representation matters. Right. So I want to make sure that we're represented, because we are out here selling, we are out here educating, we are knowledgeable, and we should, we're ready to serve. So that's what's next, to make sure that we are not the last of us. And for us personally, we want to get back into the investment side. So that's a big goal of us for 2025, is to really go heavy on our investment part and our investment portfolio. We're going to continue to grow our team. We're going to do that. We're going to hit some more stages in 2025. Yeah. We're going to put on some more mega events in 2025. So we have some
plans.
We have plans.
So everybody's got to keep their eyeballs open, right? See what's happening.
Yeah, that's what's going on.
I love it. And so as you're bringing agents on, and as a team leader myself, right?
Yes.
And figuring this whole, how are you feeling about this next generation of agents? Like these 20, 23-year-olds, 19 to, because I have a girl that just joined my team. She's been licensed for a couple months, right? Interesting part is she found her sponsor on YouTube, right? And so that's where this generation goes. They go right to YouTube, and they're like, they watch these videos and then they just click on it and then they sign up and like, I'm gonna be a realtor under this person. And I'm like, you don't even know this person. But what are your thoughts, feelings on the next generation
I have a
of
couple
realtors?
of those.
We do.
I'd be like, come on, dear. I got you.
Yeah.
Let me show you some things, because you can't do this just looking at YouTube.
Right.
You got to get out here and meet some people. Our 19, 20-year-olds that we have, they work hard. You know, they're out here, they're trying, they're making it happen. I think they're going to be a lot less coddling than we are. You know, we have that emotional, like, okay, let's walk through this process. Let's slow down. 19, 20, they're like, come on.
Yeah.
It's McDonald's time, baby.
It's
You
push a
like
button,
this one?
yeah.
You like it? We getting it. Let's go. You know, and I'm like, you can't slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
They have really short attention spans.
Super
Yeah.
short. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, we have some young ones and you know, they sold a couple of houses and now they're flipping a couple of houses and now they're doing other things. And so, and then it's like, oh, I'll be back. I'm going to try my hand at flipping. Okay. I'll be back. I'm going to try my hand at this. So their attention span is really short.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And I don't know about you all, but I find the same like that. So I have two boys, right? They're 20 and 13. So I live this like this
yeah.
push button. I want it, right? Like this
Right.
push button. I want it. But it's funny because like, but as realtors in general too, and I don't care the age, our attention span is short anyway.
Right.
True.
Right.
True.
I brought this up at EXPCon, and NAR did a study, and they said like 87% of realtors have some form of ADD or ADHD.
Yeah, we do.
I believe it.
I think it's a low number, actually. I think it's higher than 87%.
92?
Because how did you get us to fill out a survey, right?
It has to be a really short survey.
Like 2 questions, right?
Yeah, if you have ADD, yes.
Yes.
Are you a realtor? Yes.
Because Jimmy, one thing I have learned in my team meeting is to keep like the topics really short, like 5 minutes or less. So I go through like 5-minute lessons and they really get into those. If it's over like 15 minutes, this is what happens.
Yep.
Or they leave. They
Yeah.
get up and
They
go to
get
the
up, they
bathroom.
start
You know,
wandering around, talking on the phone.
Circle.
So you have to like cater to that ADD crowd.
Yeah. It's got to move. Everything's got to move,
It has
right?
to move
Everything's got to
fast.
move, and you got to like again. It's attention spans, and again, I'm pretty bad with it too. You know what I mean? Like I can't sit and just for too long because I'm
Me either.
yeah.
She can't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I was at an event and somebody was like, "You stand a lot." I'm like, I can't. I just can't do it.
She
That's
can't do
me.
it.
Up, down, back.
Yeah.
Or I talk on the phone, put the phone down next to LaShawn, and I'll walk
And I'm
downstairs.
finishing her conversation.
Yeah.
They're like, hello? She like, oh, she'll be back. Like my friends just know to wait. And then repeat the story. Where were you? I had to go do something. What's happening again? You know? I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for being that for me.
We're getting into a whole relationship counseling here right now. Yeah, but so the future looks bright for Team Peterson-Jackson.
Yes,
Everything looks good.
thank
You guys are just jamming along. What's your advice like for this next year, right? Because we're rolling up the end of the 2024. If you're not planning for 2025, you're late anyway. But
Really?
but what's your and what is your message for your team for 2025? Like what's going to be new?
LaShawn message to everyone was, we better get rich. That's what she told them. It's a money grab. 2025 is the money grab. Go grab the money. You know, get out here, hustle. We're gonna have to hustle.
You got to get out your feelings. Like people are too emotional. Like everyone is so emotional, and emotions will keep you broke. You got to get out your feelings. Like everybody is just. Have you noticed that everyone is so emotional?
Yeah.
I'm just so emotional. Like the emotions is you can't be emotional. Like there's no emotions in business. Like we have to keep our business game face on.
Yeah.
Like
Professionalism.
And you know, we have to stop.
I'm
being
51.
so
I don't have
emotional.
emotions anymore.
Me
Like
either. It's
they're
that.
gone.
That's what it is, Jimmy.
They're gone. Like they're gone. I don't have them anymore.
I don't have them anymore either. Like why is everyone crying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, and it's funny because whatever the temperature is, right, in society, right, everybody was, I want to wait till after the election, and I want to. I'm like, it doesn't matter who wins. Like,
Doesn't
you want to
matter.
buy the house or not? It
You
doesn't.
need a house.
It has not. Whoever wins is not going to have a bearing on what you're buying.
like if blue wins, are we all gonna die? If red wins, are we all gonna die?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen?
It was rough.
It was.
It was.
I think this is the first year I've seen it with the election where people were truly waiting until
For
after the election
everything.
for everything. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything right now. I'm like, what?
And they're still not doing anything. I don't
Right.
understand.
that was me. Me and LaShawn woke up the next day like, okay, so what was everybody waiting on? What's happening?
Yeah,
you know,
like
what happened?
Who's gonna flip the switch and everything's gonna end? Like I don't know.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
And we called, and I was like, so what's going on? It was like nothing. It's quiet. It's eerie, isn't it? I was like, no, because it was like this. You know, I don't know the last 8 elections. I don't know.
I promise you,
Yeah.
I do not watch the news.
No,
I'm one of those people. I don't get involved in
Yep.
that. I'm just going to live my happy life. And, you know, I'm just going to be happy.
Yeah.
I have chosen happiness.
I love it. And
Yeah.
that's the thing. We get that choice every day.
Yes.
yeah,
We get that choice every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a big proponent of it. I told you guys when you walked in, like, if you wake up on the wrong side of the bed,
Yes.
take your butt back to bed, turn over, and get out on the other side. Yeah, because I don't have time for that today. I just don't. I don't have time for that. You know, that's why I said I got 2 boys, right? And so the girls on my team are like, you need a daughter or something, because like this whole feel, I'm like, I don't have patience. Like, I'm sorry, I like this is how I do boys. Like,
ooh,
this
a
is
daughter would have been nice for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be such a different. We just mold dads. Daughters love to mold dads.
yeah,
into these
yeah.
big old
I've
fluffs.
got my best friend's got a daughter, and I watch him with his son and with his daughter. It's a completely different
You'll get
dad.
granddaughters. You'll change.
Oh yeah, granddaughters might do
Be
that.
like, I don't
for
know
you.
why I'm off.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, you're gonna call us like, Towanna, I'm crying.
Yeah.
I love this. I just love this.
I got
little girl so
feelings
much.
again.
I
Yeah.
have feelings.
I have
I gotta go
feelings
get my
again.
tutu. I'm like, what?
I
I'm
love
like,
this
what's
little
going
girl so much. My hair is pink.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what I'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably exactly what I'll do. But no, I love it. And again, your message is so good.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, let's build, let's be positive, let's make a positive impact on society, on
Yes.
life. And so what is with your goals for next year, like, right, doing all the things with Team Peterson-Jackson and those things included in that, how much is growth for you? Like, how many more agents do you want to add? A lot of agents? Like, what's your team size? Like, where do you want to grow that to?
We want to get to 100 next year.
Okay.
We want to get to 100 agents. We want to triple our volume. I also want to.
Why not 10? Why not 10x it?
I
We're
do-
gonna
I
do the
do- I
Grant
read that
Cardone
book.
thing,
I do
right?
that.
I definitely
We're
want to. I do want to 10x. that I said I was thinking that in my head, but I was like, but I definitely want to add staff. I want to free myself.
Yeah.
I definitely want to free myself. I just want to. I want to add the perfect. You know, but I am believing that God is going to bring me the perfect ops manager, so I can free myself up to do other things.
Yeah.
So, but one thing that I do love, I love training. Like, I don't ever see myself not being a hands-on trainer for my team. Like, that's the part that I love.
Yeah.
It gives me life. Like, I love to train. I love to write all of our training. Like, I will never stop doing that. But I definitely want an operations manager for the day-to-day operations to manage the other staff, like the transaction coordinators, admins, and all that. So I need somebody for that. And I just know that I am going to be delivered that person this year, so I can do the things that I love to do. So
I love it.
I
Yeah.
just need to hire a recruiter.
And Towanna wants a recruiter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna look at.
Okay.
Bringing in, and making it, you know, so you get compensation for it. So it's a really good position. You know, that's just something that you love and you want to do. And I think that person will grow us to where we want to be, you know, in the next 10, 20, 30 years. So
because we have been so hands-on with everything. And, you know, I have realized that in order for me to do the things that I want to do, you know, personally, and to get the team where we need to be, I need help.
right.
I can't do everything. So
It's got to scale,
It
right?
has to
Like
scale.
that's the hard part. And when you get to these pain points, right?
Right.
You start to feel this pain, and it's like, do I go far? You know, how much pain can I take?
Right.
Mhm.
Right before I can release some of this,
Right.
and then grow. It's like, so my famous story is about lobsters, right? Like, so do you know how a lobster grows?
Right.
Right? They grow into their shell, and it starts to hurt because the shell's too small. Well, then they shed it, they get rid of their shell, but then they become like wide open to predators because now they don't have the shell.
Right.
Then the shell grows back, but when the shell grows back, it grows back a little bit bigger. Then they grow into the shell, right? So it's just like business. You grow into this where you get this pain and it hurts a little bit. then you got to get like free a little bit, right? And then you become open to some more pain potentially.
Right.
But then that shell grows back and then you grow into it, right? So it's just kind of like this growth of business.
Yes.
And you have
It's
to
exactly
shed
like
it
that.
sometimes, right?
It's exactly like that.
Yeah. And
I
you
like that.
got to become vulnerable.
It's exactly like
And
that.
when you become vulnerable, that's when we're like, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to like this or not.
It's an octopus around.
Yeah. Like I'm going to get eaten. I know.
I know it.
Here comes that shark.
Yeah. And it's like it's our competition, or then it's like our office bills, or whatever it is, like then or it's like now. And this is the other thing too, as a leader, when you bring people on, like employees, now you're responsible for them, right? So now they're trying to take care of a family,
or you can hire the wrong employee,
or you can hire the wrong one.
I know about that.
We've all had that one. Yeah. But I saw Gary Vee was talking about hiring, right? And he said the problem is as leaders and as entrepreneurs, our ego gets in the way.
Yes.
Right. And we'll sit down and interview somebody and we think, oh, this is the perfect person. Like I got it. I nailed it. Right. And then 2 weeks in, you're like, this is not the right thing. He's like, you got to get rid of him right then. As soon as you figure that out, it's got to go. But our ego tells us, well, no, we can fix them. Right?
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Is that ego? I thought it was us being better people. Like, no, don't do that. Don't be that person that just cuts them off. You have to train and motivate.
For me,
I think it depends, right? Like
for me, I'll go, I was a little like that when I was young.
Yep.
Someone helped me. I'm going to help them like someone helped me.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Every day. Tawanna, you don't understand. Someone did this for me when I was 19. Someone did this for me when I was 24. I'm like, you done paid a lot back. Like, how many times you gonna pay that one thing that somebody did back?
Right.
So,
but that's we're good at throwing the life preserver.
Yes,
we're good at trying to
we're
put our arm around everybody, and
yes,
it's great. We're gonna sing songs, and everything's gonna be wonderful, and there's gonna be unicorns and rainbows. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great, Jenny.
Until you realize, like, I'm taking on water.
Right. Somebody's drilling a hole in the bottom of my boat while I'm not looking. Yeah. So that's a difficult part about being leadership and building and growing, and it's that pain and the constant struggle of, because then again you feel responsible for that person, because now you become like, well, they're supporting a family.
They're supporting a family, and that's heavy.
It is heavy. It's heavy for us, and people don't realize that.
That's heavy,
right? Like they're supporting a family. It's kind of like with our agents. Like, I see an agent that's struggling with something, and I want to help them.
Yeah.
Well, how much do I help them before they start to help themselves?
Exactly.
Ooh. Gotta know when to cut it off, right?
Yeah. And how do you know that?
And here's the thing: what I tell my agents, I know what's possible because we have agents that are supporting themselves.
Yeah.
When you have 20, 30 agents that are actually doing the work and supporting themselves and living off real estate that are making six figures, why can't you? What's the difference between you and them?
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of excuses, though.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of reasons.
So
yeah.
And it's possible.
Yeah. Well, and so let me ask you this: how active are you guys in production still?
I'm not in production.
Okay.
I'll do a referral.
Yeah.
Like I'll refer out of state.
Sure.
And that's it. That's how I make my little spare change.
Yeah.
Spare change. I do production because I still love to help people. So I really have people that'll call and ask me, can you please help? And I don't like to really do leases anymore, but I used to. Or Tawanna, can you please help my child get a place they're about to be put out? Or Tawanna, can you do this? And I'll do it. I'm not going to tell them no. So I still take on production. And it's you want to keep your skills up. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those, you got to be a practitioner. How am I going to get in here and train you every week on what buyers are doing and what they're feeling if I haven't had a buyer in 15 years? Or I haven't had a buyer this year. So I got to still kind of, got to keep myself oiled up.
Yeah.
So I go out there. I'm not in heavy production where when I was doing 100 deals a year, I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I look last year, I was like, oh my God, I only did 14. I'm freaking out. I only did 14.
Right.
So, but I enjoy each and every one of those.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And you're in production just in a different way because
Right.
now you're the ops. You're doing all the ops, right, for their team.
Yeah.
So that's production. You're not going out and unlocking door locks, not boxes, but
she produces the agents because,
Yeah.
well, again, the ADHD as a realtor, I can't even get to an interview. I'm like, oh, you came to talk to us? You got about 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So LaShawn sit there.
that was a heavy eye roll right there. Too.
Yes, because she know I'm like, I'll be right back. I'm always right back. But she handles bringing the agents in. Like I'll meet them.
Yeah.
But LaShawn on board. She'll nurture you through, start with the mindset,
Sure.
Hand everybody a book when they get there. When I decided to get my license, I read for 6 months about what it is to actually be a realtor. And I knew you had to save money because it was in all the books.
Yeah.
They were like, you got to save 6 months. Some guy said a year, it's going to take 2 years worth of your income. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to need some money here.
Right.
I knew that because I researched it. A lot of people just I'm gonna take my test and be a realtor because I seen that person able to do it, and they don't take that time to learn.
Yeah,
that is some steps you need to do. So LaShawn slows all of that excitement down a little bit. And hey, you need to start reading this because we're going to talk about this book, and we do key concepts out of the book. It's sold.
Okay.
Sold by David Green.
Okay.
David Green. So she gives that book, and I mean it's a short read, but it's like. This is really everything you need.
The steps, right?
These are the steps.
This is real estate life. This is what the life is really like.
Yeah. Versus.
It's not HGTV.
No. It's a little bit not like that.
It's not Facebook either.
Yeah.
It's not Facebook either.
Yeah.
It's not. This is real life real estate right here.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Yeah. And then she slows them down. Then she gives them like a 12-week onboarding path to be a little bit more organized than just get out there and be like, I got a client, help me right now.
Yeah.
No, you could have helped yourself if you'd have went through step 1, which is order cards.
Right.
Step 2. So go through the steps. So she does handle that part, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the biggest things Nick Coppola, our state broker, had told me too, and it's one thing I do is have your new agents print out a contract and read it. Read the contract.
Oh, we do all of that.
Because if you don't know what that contract says, and you sit down with somebody and you're going, I think it says that, as a consumer, I'm like, wait a minute, this guy doesn't. You want me to sign that, and you don't even know what it says,
right?
So it's these new agents, and I know you guys do a ton of training, and that's I'm with you. That's where my passion lies too. I love, I was supposed to be a high school social studies teacher. That was supposed to be my. I was I was supposed to be a high school teacher and coach basketball. That's what I did. I did the basketball part of it. I did the student teaching, but I just never
did the whole thing.
Yeah, I just never did the whole thing because then I learned how much teachers made and what they had to go through. So I didn't want to do that anymore. And my wife says to me all the time too. She's like, you were supposed to this whole entrepreneur traveling, all that. She's like, you were just supposed to be a high school teacher. I don't know where this whole thing came from. I'm like, that's my brain.
Yeah.
But that's my passion too. Right. If I can get in front, I just love being in front of people too. Obviously, right. Yeah. You put me on a stage with 500, 700,000 people. You guys been up there,
right?
I love that.
You gonna go?
Yeah, I love that. That's my I got to get on that big stage where you guys were. I haven't been up there. Yeah, I got to get up there.
Next year, 2025.
2025. That's
Jimmy Nelson is coming to the big stage, baby.
Oh man, that's so good. And so you're training now with your team. Are you training once a week, a couple times a week? How does that look for you guys? What's the structure on that?
We do on Tuesday we have them. They can come in an hour or 2 hours and ask us anything. We call it agent resource table. Just come in and ask.
Oh, I like that.
They get to spend. So yeah, it's Wednesdays.
Wednesday.
Wednesdays they get 2 hours. It's Towanna, myself, the admin's transaction coordinator. We all sit in there and they can come in and get help with whatever they need. I don't care what it is. There's no stupid questions. Whatever they need, they can come in and get help. So from the top producers to the brand new agents, whatever you need, we're there.
I love that.
And on Thursdays, we have what we call a round table. And that's where we have 5 different topics that we're going to talk about. We go over our wins of the week, script of the week, things like that. So, and then we have a meal together. That's on every Thursday. We have new agent boot camp once a month. And that's 6 hours on a Saturday. Every Monday, we have our business meeting. All we talk about is the state of our deals. On Mondays, we have Market Mondays. All we do is talk about the state of the market and what's going on in the market. And then we try to sell our deals.
That's what Market Monday is for you. We're trying to hawk our listings.
Right.
I'm missing something. Oh, and every other Tuesday, we have a deep dive Zoom where we just take a topic and we deep dive into it for 2 hours. So
whatever we're like facing that month in real estate or whatever, if we notice that, we've been having a lot of problems with maybe escalation clauses.
Sure.
And then we'll go into what that is and how do you write it and when do you need to use an escalation clause. So we'll deep dive into a subject that we see that's coming
and we'll
up.
record it and then it's on then we put it up in our app you can watch it and it's recorded.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we have a leadership resource council, and that meets every other week too. So
what are you guys doing on your spare time? Travel around and speak on stages?
Yeah. Play with our dogs.
Yeah.
Sit at our lake house and look out the window.
Yeah. Now that's funny because I saw on social media not too long ago you had a Thursday meal and somebody ordered a lot of food.
That was me.
That's why I don't.
And I was like, well, I need to get invited to this Thursday meeting.
You gotta come to Thursday.
Oh, you gotta come.
Yeah.
Since you like to teach, let me know when you come over and like to talk.
Yeah.
You can be my special invited guest. I will turn you over to them.
There you go. I'm in. I'm in. We'll figure that out. I'm in.
Right.
I'm in. Yeah.
We would love to have you.
Yeah, I'm in. But yeah, the food we got
every Thursday.
That's why we don't let her do it. Right. Today is Friendsgiving. We're having Friendsgiving at our office today.
At 1.
Okay.
Yes.
So everybody get to bring in their famous dish.
Love it.
Yeah. A lot of them favorite dish is Hennessy, though. I don't know what's up with that.
Well, up in the real estate, right?
Right. What are you bringing?
Hennessy.
Yeah.
Everybody's bringing a bottle. So.
Right.
I'm like,
we need some
food. Uber
food.
in. Please take an Uber.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's funny how real estate party, like just get-togethers end up happening that with the drinking, right? Like
we love it.
Yeah. In our office, like my office out here in the fridge, there's beers in the fridge out there. There's like, where'd those come from? I don't even know where those came from.
Beer and water. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing that's in there.
Oh, and coffee. We love coffee.
Yes,
coffee.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee's a must-have.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
They drink coffee from the time we get to the office. I think the last pot probably goes out about 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm like, you guys are still drinking coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real thing. And at EXPCon they had decaf, and I'm like, who's drinking that? Like, who's drinking decaf?
Everyone was pissed. They were like, what is this?
Yeah, like hot water. Who wants that?
Nobody. We need the caffeine.
Yeah, I'm like, you could have saved some money on that. You didn't even need to make it.
Right. They shouldn't even give it as an option.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. That's so good. So how do you guys feel about EXP and the future of EXP and where did that going? Right. I mean, are we in better hands than we are with Leo right now? I mean,
I love me some Leo.
Oh, right.
He's a good guy. I like what they did to the revenue share.
Yeah.
To open that up for more agents now with what is it? How many you need in your front line? 10? And then they'll open.
Well, if you cap none.
But
if you cap none.
Yeah, if you icon, then it opens. And if you cap, it opens the first 4 levels, and then if you icon, it opens all 7.
Yeah, and we always icon, so
yeah,
that'd be wonderful.
So we're good.
Yeah,
I came to EXP because of the revenue share, the stocks. It just made sense if you're going to spend some time at the brokerage to have an additional line of income coming in to me.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as they continue with that path, I think we'll be fine. I know it's a lot of like, what do they call copycat type brokerages out there. But I mean, it's always going to be copycat brokerages in our business. Everyone's going to be like, nope, I'm going to do it this way.
Sure.
And they're going to have people that say, oh yeah, I like that way too. And I'm going to go that way. So as long as they continue to have the best model out there, how can we have any?
And the training they have really stepped up the training, like with Fast Cap. The Austin Chevron, he's gonna have his own Fast Cap.
Yeah, I just saw him yesterday.
I did too.
Yeah.
He stopped by the office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin's great.
I love him.
Yeah, Austin's great. And Austin and I have become really close. And so I was training in Fast Cap last week, week ago. So I kind of did the session 2 where I do my 90-day business plan. So they had me, EXP Universities had me come in like a few times to do my 90-day business plan with agents. So I was like the second part of Fast Cap this
Okay.
time around.
Okay.
But so Austin, like, because we're become so close over the years, is now like he was in there.
Okay.
This is what he'll watch. He watches it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then he calls me. He's like, "Hey, what's going on? I got some feedback for you." Right? Like it gives me some feedback on some different things. And then so yesterday when he was training at Kim's thing or her stuff yesterday, then I went and watched him, then gave him feedback after his. So it just becomes a thing, right? Like it just becomes a thing because again, it's all about making everybody better.
Yes.
And that's what I like at EXP.
Yes.
Like as soon as we got off stage, the number of people was, oh my God, I love this, Towanna. Now let me tell you what you should do. Now use your do. I was like, okay, let me write that down.
Yeah.
You know, like you should do this. And I think it'll be even bigger. And I love you guys and I love the energy. So it's always somebody willing to pour something into you to make you better.
Yes.
And that will separate EXP to me from the other brokerages.
Yeah, the culture is second to none. Like I have people pouring into me that is not in my upline, or downline. Like the people that I'm closest to, I have no connection to.
Isn't that funny?
Which is crazy.
Yeah, Austin.
Austin.
I mean,
he's not connected to any of us.
That's crazy,
right?
You know, like that'll fly across the country for me on a whim.
Yeah,
and we're not connected.
Yep.
That will recruit for me. And we're not connected. I'll recruit for them. We're not connected.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's different than any, it's, you know, because we all get recruited, right? Like we get all these companies that come after us and we all get recruited. And one thing I told him, I said, look, I play in the varsity. I don't play in the JV.
Right.
Like I get to be surrounded by you, you know, by all these people. I'm like, I'm not like, unless all my people are going like that there. I'm not going.
Like, who all there?
Right. Yeah. Like who's over there?
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good.
Mark, Kurt, everybody had to call. Just call everybody. Hey, we're all leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. There would have to be like a mass.
Like, where we going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody.
It would have to.
LaShawn, Jimmy here with the U-Haul.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. We all gotta go or we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the cool part.
Yeah. Yes. No, I really like what we built here. I love the culture. I love the people. And, you know, every day we work to make it better.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have never felt like an outsider here.
Yeah.
And I just feel like every day we just strive to make it better.
Yeah. And you and I started talking last year because of the EXP regional rally.
Right.
And that was one of the things that we wanted to spread that news more, right? Like we're having this regional rally. It's coming up again. It's going to be May 5th, I think, is the kind of what we've heard.
You guys hosting again?
Yeah, I think we're hosting again. It's all kind of getting worked out. Like it's all, but it's going to be here in May is the date. But I don't have like a solid date yet. But again, like the more all of us are included in it,
right,
the better it all will be. Because
they better get a bigger place because that one was kind of bad.
At all. But then it's like that. Then you gotta sell the other one out. You're like, because we sold that place out.
Yeah.
We were in there like this.
Yeah, that place is nice.
That was so nice.
Yeah, Rocket does a good job.
Yeah. We were packed out in there.
Yeah,
I like
and the view.
Oh man, you get the city. You know, like that was one of the things that we looked at was like you don't get a better view of the city, like the pictures, your social media, right? It's all for the gram,
right?
You know, so it's like that it'll probably be there again. I don't know yet, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, I'm excited about these rallies though. I think it's so cool for the agents that don't go to EXPCon.
Yes.
You know,
to
be able to like, because I haven't sold many houses. I don't have much money.
Right.
Miami's expensive.
Right.
And
you get to mingle with the state brokers.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get to see some of the rock stars. You get to see Leo, and you know, you get to see some of the people that you only see in on TV, I guess.
Yeah.
On YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard, right? Because and then I know that's one of the things that the leadership of EXP wanted to make sure they were hitting. Now I don't know what their travel costs are, but they want to hit every rally.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, they want to make sure they're present. They have some sort of presence at every regional rally. So it's like I don't know what that schedule looks like, what Leo's schedule looks like.
I could not imagine his travel schedule.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we do a lot.
We do.
Yeah.
It's
we
just
don't
levels,
even travel
right?
that much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot to me.
Yeah, we do a lot.
How many did we do? I was going to ask you, how many regionals did we do last year?
We did 3.
I don't know. That's crazy.
You better make sure you know those. Those are write-offs.
I'm sure my bookkeeper knows.
I know, right? As long as the right people know.
No, the right people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as long
turn
as the
them
right people
in.
know. Yeah.
But we did. No, you know what? It wasn't the regional rallies we did this year. We did. Randy Bird. He had a conference out in Salem.
That
Had
was
a great time. Was
that was Build.
That was Bill.
Oh, it was
yeah,
Build,
Bill.
okay.
Bill
The Builds,
24. Yeah, did that one. What else did we do? We were in Austin for Juneteenth in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, where else did we go? We did EXP Con, and we did
the Alliance.
Oh, and the LGBTQ plus Alliance we did in Vegas.
Awesome.
So that was just this year.
Yeah,
so not too many.
So are we doubling that next year too?
They better call me and get me on the books now.
We're gonna do an admin this year. No,
you gonna put that out there? Admin call me.
Admin call me. I'm available.
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah, I think the and we do have these Me Too companies, right? But but Uber has Lyft, right? Like it's
true,
right?
It just is what it is. And again, it goes back to the people though, and the right people, right? Like, and I think like because one of the things that I came into EXP a little bit differently, right? Mm-hmm. I was a solo agent doing my own thing at a flat fee brokerage, getting 100% of my commission and just paying $300 a month. It was great for me,
right?
Everybody left me alone. I just did my work. And Kurt and I have known each other for like 25 years. Well, I got recruited to go be the sales director for Mark's team.
Okay.
Right. So I took a job to run Mark's team and I didn't really, I looked at the model. I knew what EXP was, but it wasn't until I got immersed in it that I'm like, wait a minute. Like I can go meet with that person too. Kurt's like, yeah, go meet with all of them. Like Kurt was my key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, well, I can get in there. He's like, yeah, go on in there. I'm like, yeah, really? And so I came into it looking at it differently. But then what I do is like I look at my upline, right? Like how can I have those conversations?
Your upline is crazy.
It's crazy. And I'm like, well, how can I go there? And it's like, well, just come on in.
Just go over and call.
Yeah, I'm like, really? Like, yeah, come on in. Okay, I'm in.
And see, when we came to EXP, we didn't know anything about that.
Right, and you learn it, right? Like that's the thing. You figure it out, and you
didn't know the value of that. We just joined.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of what I was going. Like you see the value in like what it is, and you see like the rev share, and you see the stocks, right? And I get when other companies will say, "Well, your stock went down." I'm like,
I just sold some and bought an investment property. Like, what are you talking
about?
It's doing what it needs to do for me.
Well, then I'm like, well, you don't have any,
right?
So
you're not publicly
even
traded.
If mine was $1, I'd still have more than you have.
Right. Yeah. There's that.
Yeah.
I just sold some and bought some stuff and I didn't pay for it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But I'm going to use to
me.
make more money. So
it's generational wealth.
It's given to me, ma'am.
Well, and we get it, and they're giving it to you for doing what you do.
That's
anyway.
Yeah.
And so to me, it just made, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Let's go.
Yeah.
But then if you're able to come in and like you do, like you have an extra key, why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah.
So I wish I would have did that part.
I'm gonna call it my EXP. We close on that next week. We close on this house next week.
We're gonna call it our EXP house.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so is it a flip or is it a hold?
I think I'm gonna flip it.
We think we're gonna flip it. It's in
Redford. I think so.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna flip it.
Yeah. It's interesting because you start weighing these things out.
Yeah.
I've done
the goal is to buy an apartment building, so I'll flip it to put towards my.
I know a guy that's got a 19 unit available.
Yeah. Where?
In Detroit.
No. Where is it? Is it on Moraine?
I don't know where. I'll have to find it for you.
Look, this is so real estate agents. Like we're doing
I know.
Sorry, podcast. We got a deal on the floor.
But this gives you some insight into like how our mind works.
This is how we go. We just go.
Like how our mind
units. Works. I'm sitting here like, okay, 19 times 1,200 or 1,000. However we're gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I know. It's funny how that works out, right? And it's like, But yeah, so the podcast, whether you're watching it live now or listening
Right.
to it later,
Right.
this is the mind of a realtor.
That's the
This
mind
is
of
how
a
we
realtor.
go. Next thing you know, we're at the closing table.
Yeah. Yeah. The amazing part is you're still sitting here.
Right. I'm still here. I didn't get mad.
You
The
haven't get-
podcast table closing to the podcast table turns into the closing table.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't given me the I'll be right back yet.
No, I'll be right back. I love it. I love it here. It's eating me up though, Jimmy. I'm like, oh, I should go look at his office.
I'll give you the tour in a minute.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
good.
I'll give you the tour in a minute.
Wonder what kind of beer he has.
Right.
That's what she's thinking.
It's 8:30. It's 5 somewhere.
Right, for sure. Is there coffee in here? I don't know. Right? That's why I drink out of these cups. So
Right,
nobody
you
knows
never
what's in there.
know.
Yeah.
Snacks are here. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honey badger, huh? I see you got your honey badger.
The honey
right?
badger, yeah, and my buffalo.
Okay.
So do you know the significance of the buffalo?
I'm a buffalo soldier. So tell me.
So this kind of goes along with my lobsters. I have all these
Okay.
analogies, right? So the buffalo is the animal that will run toward a storm.
Right. Oh,
Right?
yeah.
A cow will run away from a storm.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the cow will run away from, but the storm's going to catch him anyway.
Right.
So the cow ends up staying in the storm a lot longer.
Mm-hmm.
The buffalo runs towards it, so they're through the storm quicker.
Right.
So they turn when a snowstorm's coming or something. They'll herd, will get together, and they go towards the storm because they know they're going to get through it faster. But they do it together,
Okay.
and they face the storm, and it blows past them faster.
More cows than buffalo are in the United States, though, right?
Yes.
Is it because they're running into storms?
Well, no, it's because we killed too many of them back in the day.
Right,
I mean,
okay.
yeah. But so that's the analogy, right? Like, so if we do this
Right.
together and we face the
Stronger.
storm together and we go through it and we face it and go through it, we get through the storm a lot quicker instead
like
of
it.
running away from it.
I like it.
So we run toward our problems, not away from them.
Okay. And the honey badger?
The honey badger is the most relentless animal on the planet.
Yes.
So that's just, you just got to be a honey badger.
Just gotta be.
never seen the honey
I
badger?
I know the honey badger.
I used to watch those
I was
videos.
wondering, was it an analogy with the honey badger?
Yeah, and then Sherry, grandma gave me this, my Black Rifle coffee.
Okay.
So this is my coffee mug, but it's a grenade.
It's a grenade.
Yeah. So when the veteran gives you a grenade, you hang on to it.
Always. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you know Sherry?
I don't.
Grandma? So Sherry's
No.
head of the Michigan Military Network, and she's a
Okay.
veteran, and she handles all these veteran things. And so she was kind enough to give me this because I had commented on somebody else's mug.
Uh-huh.
So then when I saw her at Build, she brought me that.
Oh, sweet.
And it's a giant coffee mug, first of all,
It is.
but it's a grenade. And I was like, she's like, and I go, you gave me a grenade. You gave somebody else a smiley face. I don't know why I got the grenade. She goes, I think you know why. Like,
You're
I
the
think you know
bomb.
why. Yeah.
You're the bomb.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's my little trinkets that
Yes.
keep me reminders of things. Right. And every day have to be something. We're like, your goal is right. We get closer to or farther away from every day.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's a book called The Slight Edge. And the slight edge is like you either get closer to or farther away from your goals every day. And it can be just a slight move.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a giant leap every day.
Right.
It can be just a little bit more than you were yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still getting closer to those goals.
Right.
And that's where I'm a big believer in too, of who you surround yourself with matters.
Yes, it does
Mhm.
matter.
Right. And I'm a, if you got at Build, that was my talk at Build, was like a reason, a season, or a lifetime. People are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Mhm.
Right.
And if they're not taking you, the people you surround yourself with aren't helping you get closer to your goals, or if you're not helping them,
Right.
then it's time to like end that season.
Right.
Because if we're not helping each other, there's no reason for us to continue. And it's not like it's a bad breakup. It just, it's not a thing anymore.
It's not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we're not helping each other move forward, what's the point? Just
Right.
to hang out? Like, I got a lot of people to hang out with.
I know.
And I don't have enough time to hang out with the people I want to hang out with.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I have to make dates to hang out with the people I want to hang out with. Like,
Right.
oh my God. So
Yeah. Like, and that's the thing, right? Like it's again, this year I went into this year and I'm not a big like New Year's resolution type guy.
Okay.
Mhm.
If I'm going to set a goal, I'll set it tomorrow. It does
Mhm.
right.
if I want to do something.
Okay.
So, but this year I said I wanted a word, like
Mhm.
a word for the year. My word for 2024 was intentional.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to be intentional with my time, who I spent it with, how I was spending it, right? And be cognizant of like, because my 20-year-old's away at school, right? He goes to Alabama, so he's 14 hours away. So when he does come home, I got to be intentional with time with him because we don't get much time with him anymore. You know, so it's like I have to be intentional with that time. And again, it's who I spend it with. I want to spend time with my wife. Right. That's cool. Right. So
she's a cool person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I want to spend time with it, but intentional, even in business. I wanted to be more intentional with business.
Right.
So that was my focus. Now it's funny. I think 2025, my word's going to be focus. Because we get distracted by so many things.
Yes.
That I need to focus on things. So I was intentional with what I was doing with time. Now I need to put in some focus and focus on what I'm doing. Yeah.
We do vision boards at the end of the year versus not necessarily what do you call it, New Year's resolutions. We'll just create the whole team gets together, and that's coming up in a couple of weeks, I think. 2 weeks.
It's crazy, right? Because we're rolling up to the end of the year here.
Isn't that
like
crazy?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's next week.
Yeah. I Thanksgiving's next week. It's
right.
I'm confused.
Like I just seen you last week at EXPCon, Jimmy, and it's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we were just hanging out in Miami, and now it's Thanksgiving.
Yes. So we cut out everything and we put our vision together on the board. And I swear, last year we had 2 people on the team. And I was like, this is my first time. What's a vision board? I don't get it.
Yeah.
And for them to pull me to the side in the office, like, Tawanna, I got some scary things. I got something to tell you. I'm like, what's going on? Everything I put on that vision board happened this year. I was like, isn't that wild?
It's wild.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
And we go into it with no rhyme or reason. We just cutting up paper.
Yeah.
Like, don't think about it. Just let it all come to you. And then for them to say, oh my God, it worked. I was like, yeah, it's the power of manifestation, baby.
It is.
Right.
You know,
the power of that.
Yes.
That's what I was telling the team last night. Like you can choose. You can choose your life. You really can choose.
You can. It goes back to what I said earlier. It's you can choose to wake up on the wrong side of the bed and have that as an excuse, or just like I said, take your butt back to bed, roll over, get out the other side, because we don't have time for that.
Right.
Well, we
don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have time for that.
We don't. Time is not on our side. As humans, as humans, time is not on our side. Right.
So what's vision boards, all that stuff coming up? What's going to be on your vision boards?
So I don't know, because I really truly get into the vision board, and I don't know until I start cutting everything out and putting it together. So I'll have some needs and wants that are just like growth, of course.
Sure.
I want to have, I have my numbers of what I want to reach. But I want to learn how to golf. And I've been saying this for years, but I've never put golf on my vision board. So we'll see if I find a picture. I
love that.
And maybe it'll come, but I want another activity. I got to figure something out. And I have back issues, and they're like, well, I don't know. I don't want to hurt myself on anything I do. But I've been watching videos. They're like, you got to, it's the way you can do it. Well, you don't have to do all 18 holes. You can just go maybe hit some balls or two, so just something to get out. And every time I get a hobby, LaShawn is forced to do it with me. So she'll be.
I want to actually learn how to use my cameras.
Oh, we have a bunch of cameras. You can take pictures of me golfing.
I have cameras.
There you go. Well, see, that's how we work this out.
I have no idea how to use them. So I want to take, one of those cameras at the community center that's in the little booklets that your city sends out. Like, come learn how to use your camera. So I want to learn how to use my camera. That's one of my small goals.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
What else I want to do next year? I want to learn how to use my camera. That's one of my tiny goals, like little personal things. I want to continue like working on my health. I think I'm almost at 100 pounds lost.
Wow, that's incredible.
So
good for you.
Yeah, I want to continue that downward, to get to my goal weight. So that's my goal for next year on the personal side. I definitely want to hit Europe next year. I want to hit Africa next year. What else I want to do on a personal? Maybe I want to do some things to the house, make some home renovations.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's a long list.
That's a long list. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
just
saying.
on a personal. Just on a personal.
That's just for the first quarter.
Oh, right.
On a personal. Nothing too heavy.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. No,
but
I
on
love
the-
that.
but
You
on
see
a
the
business-
differences? I just have golf.
I just golf, yeah.
That's all I want.
But on the business, we're getting a whole new tech stack. So that is woof.
Yeah. Now, are you changing like CRM or like?
We're changing
Okay.
CRMs, and that's my hair is gray under all this dye.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
with the new tech stack.
Thank you.
As we wrap up, this hour goes by quick, right?
Yes.
We didn't even get I'll be right back yet.
Oh,
Yes.
no. I was able to sit.
Well, where can we find the Peterson-Jackson team? Where can we find you all?
You can find us at Team Peterson-Jackson on all social media platforms. I am Towanna Peterson-Jackson, Towanna.
I am LaShawn Peterson-Jackson, LaShawn Peterson-Jackson on all social media channels.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in this morning. Guys, thanks for hanging out. And Breakfast Club, thanks for listening to us on the call. And we will be back next Friday with the Elite Real Estate Podcast. Thank you guys very much.
See you later.
See you later.